Hello everyone, welcome back to Income Voices. My name is Hannah. If you're an independent publisher looking to harness the power of AI in your publishing journey, today's video is just for you. Yes, we're diving into how to effectively use ChatGPT to create compelling content for your books on platforms like Amazon KDP. So let's get started. So understanding ChatGPT for book writing. Although we are focusing more on cookbook for this video, but then this very method can be used for any kind of book at all, and any kind of niche. So first thing first, what is ChatGPT? You may ask. It's an AI tool developed by OpenAI that can generate text based on prompts you provide. But how can it help you as an author? So let's break it down. Before embarking on that next book or cookbook, whichever niche you're writing on, there are some questions you need to ask yourself, which I have categorized into sections. The first thing you need to do before setting out to write anything at all is to educate yourself, because we both know, you and I know that most authors today, most publishers today are not writers, but they just write because they want to make passive income. So the first thing you need to do before putting a book out there, or before even embarking on a journey of writing a book, and you're not an author or you're not a writer, then you should educate yourself. So questions you can ask yourself are: what is the cookbook all about? If you're writing a cookbook or any other niche, what is the book all about? What is expected to be in this book? So, what should be there, what should not be there? What are my competitors doing? You should ask yourself this question. Don't just jump into writing from your head and I just want to do my thing. Don't do your thing. What are your competitors doing? The next question you may want to ask yourself is: how can I do it better? You don't want to just go and put a book that is as simple as the ones already on the platform, and then you expect to get a miracle to happen, or to get a kind of attention that other books are not getting. No, you want to do it better than what is already existing. So how can I do it better? Another question you should ask yourself is: who are my target audience? Who is my target audience? Don't just personalize it. Who is your target audience? Who is the book for? Who are you writing to? Those questions are very important to answer. So until you find answers to these questions, don't proceed to that writing project. Don't proceed to writing that book or cookbook yet until you find answers to these questions. The next thing you want to do is layout and presentation. What is a layout like? How should I present this content I want to write? So you have to check again the structure of other books, your competitors, or you can even do your personal research on it. So questions you should ask yourself under this is: how should it be structured? Every kind of book have their own structure. A fiction book is structured differently from a non-fiction book. A self-help book like probably parenting, business and money is different from how a cookbook should be structured. A travel guide is different from how an activity book should be structured. So how should this particular book you are embarking on, how should it be structured? Another thing you should know is: how do I draft and fine tune my outline? These are just random questions you need to ask yourself so that you can find answers to them before starting out on this writing journey. Lastly, you want to ask more questions that can help you, but then we'll find out shortly. So I compared some strategies for cookbook content generation with ChatGPT. These are strategies based on what I do and what I would advise you do. right? These are general knowledge in addition to personal experiences. So let's get into it. When using ChatGPT to create content for a cookbook or any kind of book intended for publication on platforms like Amazon, KDP, focus on these specific strategies to optimize your results. The first thing is define your book objective. What is the objective of that book? Start with a clear vision. What's the purpose of your book? Who are you writing for or to? Having a clear objective helps tailor your prompts to produce the most relevant content. Yes, prompt engineering. How do you want to um prompt the AI model or ChatGPT to be specific now? If you don't even understand what you want to do, so you have to have an objective and write it down so that you can use that for your subsequent books. Secondly, detailed and structured prompts. The secret to leveraging ChatGPT effectively is in the details of your prompt. You have to put the details there. What are you expecting? What are the specifications you need? What is your expectation? What do you want to see? Outline your chapters, your key point, and the tone you want. You have to be specific so that you can have content that is emotionally that has a personal touch that connects to your audience. There is, you understand, there's this connection. You're not just writing as if you're writing to a robot, you're writing to humans. So this structure guides the AI to produce consistent and coherent drafts. The third thing you need to note is structured recipe format. Because this is a cookbook, you need to know the structure your recipes should take or should have. So you provide ChatGPT with a clear and consistent format for recipes, including sections like ingredients, instructions, serving size, nutritional information, and your tips as a chef or the writer. Tips. So this consistency will make the cookbook easier to use and more professional. The fourth thing is iterative writing process. Use ChatGPT to generate initial drafts of chapters or sections. A cookbook should have an introduction chapter, like you want to write about a history of the topic you're writing about. If you're writing about a tool or an appliance, you want to write about how they can use this tool, like step by step guide on how to and all those things. So there are sections before your recipe section, and then you still have a conclusion, right? So you generate a draft of chapters or sections, then revise this draft to enhance clarity, style, and depth. This iterative process ensures that the content meets publishing standard and aligns with your vision. So you need to go through whatever you've gotten in terms of structure, in terms of sections or layout, to make sure it aligns with what you're expecting. The next thing you want to do is, because this is a cookbook again, your recipes, check it has to match the theme of whatever topic you're writing about, the cultural and flavor insights. You have to leverage ChatGPT to provide cultural context or a historical background for the recipe. So depending on what recipe you're writing about, so adding depth and interest to your cookbook. Ask for flavor pairing suggestions and cooking techniques relevant prevalent in specific culinary traditions, right? So you want to make sure that you're not going out of context. You are doing what is relevant to that particular topic, so that you can really connect with the reader. The sixth point is introduction and editorial content. Yeah. So You use ChatGPT to help draft your introductory sections, like I just earlier explained, the chapter introductions and other editorial content that ties the recipes together and enhances the thematic elements of the cookbook. So even your recipe chapters, you have to start with a recipe description, that introduction you give to your recipe, then all those structures your recipe needs to have, like the prep time, servings, ingredients, step by step instruction for preparation and all that. Then your tips, final tips. The next point you want to ensure is personal touch and stories. Although AI can generate basic drafts, but personal stories and experiences add a unique touch. So use ChatGPT to flesh out story ideas, but personalize them with your anecdotes about cooking experience, recipe origin, or family tradition. So you have to own that content, personalize it to your personal story, whatever experience you have. Just put in your own touch to it, make it creative, personalize it, so as what differentiates your own content from the other person's content is your personal experiences, your personal anecdotes. So make it your own it. You can give a back a passage, just put a story of your experiences, your personal anecdote of whatever it is you have experienced. You can even cook a story up. It doesn't have to be what really happened. Can be cooked up. Just make sure. But I know your story cannot be the same with someone else's. So make it your own. Number 8 is human editing and review. A lot of people make this mistake. I've seen a lot of bad reviews on books, especially cookbooks, where people will copy and paste ChatGPT posts and pre-responses without knowing it, and then put it in their manuscript and publish as books. And then a customer is reading through your book and is saying, I am an AI text model and I cannot generate whatever. And they're seeing all those post and pre AI responses that are not meant to be in your book. Those error messages, you are still having them in your manuscript. Doesn't mean you didn't go through it. How on earth will you generate a content that is meant to be consumed by humans and you did not edit or review them? You didn't proofread those content and you did not put them out there to make money. So don't be lazy, please. Human editing and review is very important. So always, and I mean always, thoroughly review the AI generated content. You want to ensure factual accuracy. You want to ensure proper grammar and a natural flow that resonates with human readers. That is very important. That is very important. Otherwise, you may end up having 1 star bad reviews and your book probably may have sold a 1 or 2 copies before those reviews come, but eventually will not make sales again and can potentially put your account in trouble. The next thing you want to be sure to do is visual content planning. While ChatGPT helps with text, consider how you'll handle images. Yes, cookbooks are expected to have images, recipe images, so that you can see what they are about to prepare. So plan for pictures or illustrations of finished dishes or cooking processes, which are crucial for cookbooks but will need to be handled separately and added to your manuscript. Yes, ChatGPT cannot give you those recipes. I don't even recommend using GPT-4 then or then E to generate AI pictures. Try to get real pictures. You can use pictures and sites like Pixel or Pixabay for um recipe images that are free to use, that are royalty free, right? Or you use Canva library. If you're using Canva Pro, you can use Canva library pictures to add pictures of recipes to your cookbook. So every recipe you're having in your cookbook is expected to have a picture of that recipe or the finished dish. That is very important. It just makes your work look neat, presentable, and they just have an idea of what they are preparing before they even start whatever process it entails. Point 10 is feedback and reviews. This is very important. So especially for those in our community, our WhatsApp community of authors, if you are not there already, this is the time I would advise you join the community or any other community you may have access to. So before finalizing your cookbooks or whatever book you're writing about, get feedback from a community of authors. Use ChatGPT to adjust manuscript based on the feedback to ensure that they meet the standards and needs of your audience. So when you are through with this manuscript, you've added pictures, you've formatted, you have reviewed, you have done everything. Formatting is very important. The formatting process will be done in the next series, where we'll be going to the practical of content generation and formatting. So you want to share it to your community so that they can, or probably any, you can make friends among the community, so you don't share your manuscript in public. Send it to their DMs, have them review it for you and give their input. When they give their review, use that review now, take it back to ChatGPT and go and make adjustment to your manuscript based on the feedback you get. This is very important. Don't just cook up something and publish out there without getting reviews. Lastly, marketing and description writing. So aside using ChatGPT to write your cookbook content, it is also important to use it to write, especially that same chat history, to write your marketing materials like the description, back end keywords, and even to even get ideas of categories to put your book in. So use ChatGPT to craft compelling book description, promotional content and back-end keywords. A well-written description can significantly influence the success of your cookbook on platforms like Amazon KDP. Yes, it's very important so that there's uniformity in your content, the tone, the style, the fluency, the coherence. Your description is matching with the content in that your manuscript. And above all, ensure to input keywords in your description as well. So by following these focus strategies, you can effectively use ChatGPT to assist in creating a high quality cookbook that appeals to food enthusiasts and stands out in the competitive market of Amazon KDP. Yes, very important. That is very important. So these steps, if you can follow these steps I just outlined in that slide, you would notice a great improvement in your content from the whatever style you have been using to generate your content. And in the next video, definitely we'll be doing the practical, going down to KDP to ChatGPT and showing, demonstrating how all this thing comes together to form, to help us get a well defined and detailed content for our cookbook publishing. So before we wrap up, remember the world of self-publishing and AI is ever evolving. So stay curious, stay informed, and use tools like ChatGPT to keep adapting and improving. It's very important. So thank you so much for watching this particular series, and hopefully the next series will be the practical demonstration of what we just learned now. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell notification icon for more content like this. Have any experiences or tips with AI in publishing? Drop a comment below. I'll go through them, and hopefully on the next series we'll be discussing those comments before we go into the main business of the day. So until next time, keep publishing, keep writing, and keep innovating. Would love to hear from you. Thank you so much, and don't forget to join the community of authors. It is very interactive. You have people willing to answer your questions, and you just want to be among a community where you can get support. So the link to the community will be in the description of this video. Until next time, keep writing and keep publishing. I'm waiting for you. Thank you. I remain Hannah.